Meet 30.
Ah, chaps, don't you love to take a rigorous jaunt about the wilds first thing in the morning, middle thing in the day, and last thing in the evening?
No.
Carcat both looks and feels uncomfortable in his red and grey suit. He is tired from an afternoon of campaigning in the Consort Kingdom. Jake is jaunting rigorously, as he put it, up the ridge of a mountain behind his mansion. Every now and then, he pauses to accommodate the pace of his less limber friends.
By Jove, Carcat, that you are so winded by such little activity is truly alarming.
We've been hiking for a fucking hour, dipshit. I can already feel my legs starting to lock up. I think they're getting a head start on the rigor mortis. Because you're fucking killing me, is what I'm saying. By making me hike through nature in a fucking suit. Great work, everyone. You'll be offering up a pre-assassinated president to a frenzied electorate. Awesome strategy.
Perhaps you need a better calisthenics routine. I can suggest several alterations to your morning workout and even give you a lesson or two myself.
My morning workout? I couldn't think of a more offensively presumptuous phrase if I tried. Also, what the fuck is a calisthenic? Is that the name of your fan cherub?
Carcat's tirade is interrupted as he trips over a protruding tree root. Dave, who has been cheating on their hike by hovering very slightly off the ground rather than walking, catches Carcat before his face hits the dirt. He sets his companion upright and continues to guide him with his hand on his back as he walks, the way an older human does with a small child who is learning to ride a bicycle.
Hey Jake, we're cool on the whole cardio program or whatever. Carcat's not really what I'd call a kinesthetic learner.
Hey! I can hold my own in a threshing match better than 99% of the squishy, placid human population on this planet. I was literally training to be a combat specialist on Alternia. Maybe we should sometimes try to remember and fucking respect that fact about me.
Gotta make another mental note about which material to avoid when writing your campaign speeches. Like, dude is nuts with a sickle. Can carve a bloody arc through a surrounding circle of gathered squishy humans. Watch their guts spill on the floor while he roars at the sky in honor of his genocidal ancestors. We're kind of trying to downplay the idea that trolls are naturally good at violence and shit here. Hey, speaking of which, Jake, you want to back Carcat in this election or what?
Jake spins around in his worn boots. He bites his lip and looks at the ground.
Ah, I see. That was your purpose in coming out here.
Yeah, that is basically the only reason either of us would waste time climbing a mountain instead of, almost perfectly replicating the experience by checking out sweet stock photos of a mountain on the CrockerNet image search while spraying our hive with air fresheners or something. Oh, hey, wait, that reminds me. Isn't it fucked up how Jane literally owns the internet?
I never really thought about it, I admit.
It's pretty fucked up, trust me. She already owns the major method of information dissemination, and now she wants to be the one ultimately in control of what information gets disseminated? Do you really think one person should have all that power?
The answer is no, idiot.
Yeah, which is why you should come back us in our campaign. Our campaign slogan for the purpose of this conversation only is, hey, isn't it cool how we're not Jane and also we don't want to own everything? And also, man, on a more personal note, have you even seen the shit Jane's been saying about you in the media?
A look of sadness sweeps across Jake's face, but he quickly turns it into a glare of indignation.
I've seen the shit you've been saying about her. Your poorly optimized billboards about huge dunks on the economy and neoliberal austerity measures, tumbling down the geometrically improbable staircase, have made quite a stir in the neighborhood. These advertisements play at all hours of the night, my good man. One could hardly get a wink of sleep.
Yeah, but at least we paid for it out of campaign dollars instead of spinelessly setting up super PACs to spew out propaganda for us.
Super PACs?
Oh, yeah. Listen to this bullshit. So they're technically expenditure-independent committees, meaning they can allocate unlimited funding for...
Carcat covers Dave's mouth. Having had the concept of the super PAC laboriously explained in his presence more than once. In his estimation, there are few individuals on this world who would benefit less from an in-depth discussion of political financing procedure than Jake English.
Look, Dave, Jake really doesn't care what a super PAC is. I don't think anyone cares about fucking super PACs. I know you put a lot of work into your spiel about it, especially the rap sequence, but you're never going to get anybody to give a fuck about this stuff, man. I'm sorry. Jake, the point is this. Jane is having you smeared indirectly.
Well, that would be the way to do it, I suppose, if you wish to keep clean hands in an inherently dirty business.
Dave peels Carcat's hand off his mouth and bumps him away with his hip, so that he may continue saying things he regards as terribly important for others to hear.
Okay, but that's partially my point. We're doing all our propaganda in-house instead of outsourcing to unscrupulous shadow networks with deep money pockets.
For better or for worse.
What does that mean?
As much as I appreciate your artistic vision, Dave, I think that your political ads are largely going over people's heads. You're kind of...
Bold?
No.
Oh, you mean avant-garde? Well, yeah, everyone knows that.
Not really how I would put it either.
Nuanced. Oh wait, visionary. You think they're visionary as fuck. Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm a forward thinker, Carcat. This is just what life is like in the Dave lane. Buckle the fuck up.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to say this for the last time. Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff is absolutely horrendous subject matter for producing campaign ads. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about, or what points you're trying to make.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're wasting campaign money!
We're fucking trillionaires, dude.
As the Vantis campaign bickers internally, Jake becomes pensive, thoughtful. He kicks a rock over the edge of the trail and watches it bounce down the mountain with a baleful expression.
Willikers, Dave, has anyone ever told you that you have an uncanny talent for cutting straight and incisively to the point without sweating any of the bullshit? You're rather like Dirk in that way, actually.
What?
Dave is good at cutting through bullshit? Strider is a fog machine of pure bullshit. There's nothing that comes out of his mouth that's not bullshit.
That's basically true.
And I'm pretty sure Dirk might be even worse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Jake. I know we're soliciting you for the sway your hot, popular ass has over the people, and not exactly your brain power, so maybe this is somewhat unfair, but that may have been the worst take I have ever fucking heard in my life.
Whoa, chill out, man. Remember, we're trying to woo this guy onto our side. Can you maybe go at least a solid minute without forgetting you're a fucking politician now? That means you should try not to insult everybody you meet multiple times per sentence.
Fuck. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking sorry, Jake, for implying that you have slightly less cerebral processing power than the sweaty wedgie this fucking suit is giving my throbbing, hike-sore ass.
Nope, that still sucks. You suck, dude.
Yeah, well, chew on this, master strategist. Maybe you telling me I suck is actually the smartest thing you ever fucking said.
Gentlemen! Jeepers fucking Christmas! I was just trying to pay Mrs. Strider a gracious compliment. Not every little pleasantry need be taken with such blatant literalism. And I appreciate that you're trying to sway my political favor into your bungalow with a bit of the old elbow grease and cajolery. Even if your methods are wont to veer into full-throttle invective in virtually every single exchange, no matter how harmless the topic. And I truly mean it when I say I do appreciate the effort, both at the brown-nosing as well as the dubious restraint when it comes to impugning my noodle. But all this is adding up to make me wonder.
Jake slices a hand through the air, determined to display his newfound autonomy. It's growing by the minute now that his thought process has been severed from the prince's grasp. An old confidence fills him as he continues to speak, a feeling of inner freedom he hasn't enjoyed in some time.
Why should I side with either of you? Flattery is all well and good, but I hardly think I would bother casting my knickers in with anyone's lot, based on the quality of praise, or for that matter, withholding them, due to having my ego bruised from a verbal drubbing. I'm not entirely ignorant of the rules of this jamboree. I understand that whoever I endorse will have a good chance of winning on nothing but my good word. So why should I trust anyone trying to win my favor right now? Do you have any case to make which does not involve glowing accounts of my muscular bottom?
I know it seems like an objectively good thing from some pithy moral standpoint to let everyone in this little drama Jane's cooked up make their own decisions, but trust me, Jake isn't thinking for himself any more than he was while being indirectly controlled. Everything he's thinking and feeling right now is merely reactive. He's like a mostly dead bug twitching around on the last of its hemolymph after getting its head cut off. Under my guidance, he was like an ant being influenced by the cordyceps fungus. You can't really call one of these better than the other, but at least the latter is being directed towards some greater purpose.
For a moment, Jake thinks he hears something, a minuscule voice prattling along vaingloriously. But he realizes it's only a tiny insect buzzing about his ear, a gnat-like presence of absolutely no consequence. He simply waves it away.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. You mean like an actual pitch? On policy or shit or vision for the world? We can set you up, bro. This guy can. That's what he was made for. Born fucking leader right here.
What?
Take it away, man. Our boy Jake here wants to be goddamn dazzled.
Dave grins and affectionately taps Carcat on the head with his knuckles. Carcat unwinds from Dave's loose embrace, takes a deep breath, and clambers up the ridge to speak with Jake in a more personable proximity. He has learned new methods for connecting with others on the campaign trail. How to speak broadly, with sweeping conviction, and yet create a sense of intimacy when addressing an individual. He has learned to come across as one who was once a leader and could be again.
Look, Jake. I'm not going to try to sell you some ludicrous story about how I'm the best candidate Earthsea has ever seen or anything. I'm not going to be that arrogant, especially since my arm had to be twisted right out of its socket to get me to even run. But at least we're not hiding our intentions. At this point, it's not a policy beef that I have with Jane Crocker.
Yeah, I'm the one with policy beef. Corporate welfare destroys public infrastructure.
Shut up, I'm talking.
Word.
We're still living on an incredibly young planet. Let's be real. Every president up until now has just been some bozo basically play-acting at being in charge. Because this whole time, everyone's been holding their breath, waiting for one of us to run. Whoever wins, me or Jane, will set the tone for the subsequent administrations for who knows how fucking long. It's entirely possible that Jane will prove to be a competent president. I have no doubts in her administrative acumen, considering that's probably the only fucking thing she has going for her, besides a series of physical attributes, which I keep being told aren't too hard on the eyes, but frankly, I still don't know if I'm seeing it. I mean, she's like, alright, I fucking guess.
Now let's not be too unfair, old chap.
I think I'm allowed to be unfair when she's holding the reproductive rights of my entire species hostage.
Point well met.
Jake, she will set a horrible precedent. She's indirect. She's privileged. She's concerned with how things look rather than how things are. No matter how nice she was when you were kids, her dedication to the appearance of that niceness has already led her down a path of corruption and duplicity. Because when you live inside a skin that's a lie, you'll either grow to fit it or collapse under the unbearable weight of your own shit-spewing cognitive dissonance. Trust me, I fucking know. Because I used to spew an untold amount of shit.
Yeah, used to.
Dude! What the fuck do you want? Get off my bulge. You wanted me to spend some fucking gold to bust out the good shit? There. I said it. That was the good shit. I'm done. I did my thing. This mincing half-wit in the tiny shorts can do whatever the fuck he wants now.
No, that was good, man. I was just messing with you. Great job, dude. I love it.
Jake chews on these remarks for a minute. He loves Jane and Dirk dearly. He has loved both of them for years on and off, in multiple fashions and configurations, in accordance with the human understanding of this feeling. He thinks it could break Jane's heart were he to oppose her. And yet, hasn't she fired the first shot by broadcasting such scandalous things about him in the media? And it was so soon after they nearly had an intimate reconciliation. The more he thinks on it, the more Jake struggles to believe in the sincerity behind Jane's friendship with him. And the prince? Dirk, as he knows him, hasn't been given much thought by Jake recently. Jake has been savoring the fruits of a mental liberation he is barely aware of, let alone capable of comprehending. When he considers crossing Dirk, he's not afraid of making him angry or hurting his feelings. He's simply always wanted to avoid disappointing him. And yet, with the cognitive cloud of Dirk's influence dispelled, Jake now cannot shake the feeling that the best course of action would be the one that asserts the most independence from Dirk. Disappointment be damned. And to whatever extent the prince intends to put Jake's life in jeopardy, for now, his agency remains safely obscured from his sniper sight.
Well, dash my wig! I'll do it!
Dash your what?
Fuck yeah.